in different professions who are interested in becoming a food and agriculture attorney. If that's you, I have a few quick tips. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cari Rincker. I am originally from Central Illinois, and I am also the owner of Rincker Law, PLLC. We have offices both in New York City and also in Champaign, Illinois, and I'm actually starting a third office in my hometown, which is in Shelbyville, Illinois. I'm the previous chairperson of the American Bar Association General Practice Solo and Small Firm Sections Agriculture Law Committee, and I work with farmers and ranchers all over the country and also small to mid-sized agribusinesses and increasingly food entrepreneurs. So a couple of my quick tips for those of you that are already practicing law and want to shift to the food and agriculture industry is, first, you need to sit back and inventory exactly what stage you are in your current law practice and where you want to go. Second, to network within the agriculture community itself. Third, get involved with agriculture law organizations. We'll talk about that more here in just a second. And fourth is to find good mentors. So first of all, for those of you that are listening to this, what are you doing right now? Are you currently an associate who's working at a law firm or a partner at a law firm? Or do you currently have your own law practice? If you want to shift to be a food and agriculture lawyer, no matter where you are right now, you can make it happen. I know for myself, I practice food and agriculture law. I have associates working for me, and if they came to me and they said, "Hey, Cari, I'm really interested in this specific area of the law. How can we make that work?" I can tell you that myself as an employer am open to allowing my attorney employees to really cultivate those interests. Second of all, being an agricultural lawyer, it really touches upon every single kind of law. People ask me, what the heck is agriculture law? It's every kind of law, but it's just geared towards a specific industry. So it's contract law, it's property law, it's employment law. It can be even criminal law. When I worked in Wyoming, I was dealing with some criminal trespass tickets with ranchers. So it can be personal injury law, bankruptcy, it can be all of these things. So if you are working for a law firm right now, undoubtedly, whatever area of the law that you're working on, there can be a focus within that for the food and agriculture industry. For example, if you are an employment lawyer, you gotta be kidding me. There's so many employment and labor law issues that affect farmers, ranchers, and agribusinesses. And so all you need to really do is focus on trying to get those clients and learn the nuances in the law that affect that specific industry. And if you are your own attorney entrepreneur, okay, if you have your own law practice, then you even have more flexibility to sort of shift that direction. So whatever it is that you're doing, you can focus more towards agriculture law. I can tell you for myself, when I was in New York City, I can't even tell you how many times I'd be at parties and whatever else. I'd tell people what I did, and invariably there'd be some kind of a joke about, are there tractors in Central Park? I don't understand. And the reality is that myself as an attorney, I could work with farmers and ranchers from all over the country because I was doing transactional work. I was behind a computer screen. I was researching things. I was corresponding with them over the phone and over the internet. Whatever it is that you're doing, you can shift the direction and the focus of your practice to help those clientele. For example, I do a lot of business law. So I do a lot of business formations. I draft contracts. I do farm leases. I also do a lot of estate planning and farm estate planning. So you can tailor your practice to cultivate your current practice areas with the growing clientele with the food and agriculture industry. My next tip is to start networking within the agriculture industry. I grew up on a beef cattle farm. So because of that, livestock producers, cattle producers are really attracted to me because they know that I really understand that industry. And something that I like to say is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So, and it's the same thing with the agriculture community. They want to work with lawyers that understand the difference between a Hereford and a heifer. They want to work with lawyers that really understand the ins and the outs of the industry. And the more that you can go out and get involved, get your muck boots on, go attend those events, whatever you can do to really get to know those farmers and ranchers and those agribusiness owners, the more well suited that you're going to be to later on be their counsel. My next tip would be to get involved in agricultural organizations such as the American Agricultural Law Association. They're currently planning our annual meeting next fall. It's always in the fall, around October time. It will be in 2019 in Washington, D.C. It was in Portland, Oregon in 2018, but that has been an invaluable organization for me. There's a great listserv that's online, and as I mentioned before, I work with farmers and ranchers all over the country, but I'm not licensed in every state. I'm licensed in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Illinois, and Texas. So what happens if somebody in California comes to me with a legal issue? I need to work with an attorney who's there in California, and through this network of people, through the American Agricultural Law Association, I've been able to develop those relationships. Educationally, AALA has also provided some invaluable resources. But on the local level, I just received a brochure from the Illinois State Bar Association about an agricultural law conference that's going to be in Bloomington in February. So there are similar committees that are available through state and local bar association. My final tip for lawyers who are wanting to shift directions to focus more on food and agriculture law would be to find good mentors, and mentors in the different areas that you're interested in practicing in. So therefore, if one of you are wanting to think about, let's say, commercial litigation in agriculture law, find a good mentor or two, people that you can go to and ask questions for. Perhaps others are interested in farm divorces. This is what I like to do. I do farm divorces. So perhaps an attorney who practices more in family law might be helpful to sort of add to your repertoire. One of the big pieces of advice that I give to young lawyers is to offer to pay your mentors. And I know that is not common to hear, and I can tell you that it's something that I did straight out of the gate. Is, lawyers like to get paid for their time, right? And I would tell you about 95% of the time that I offer to pay my mentors for their time and their expertise, they turned it down, but they always really appreciated the offer. And for the 5% who wanted to get paid, I wrote the check. If I would have made less on those cases, so be it. For me, it was worth it from an educational standpoint, perhaps to work side by side with an experienced lawyer who understood that particular issue. And if you don't have that in the budget, then perhaps take your mentor out to lunch or do what you can. But that would be my final piece of advice for attorneys who are interested in shifting in this direction. For those of you that are interested in being a food and agriculture lawyer, please feel free to contact me. You can email me at cari@rinkerlaw.com. You can visit my website, rinkerlaw.com, and it has links to all my various social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Looking forward to the conversation. See you there.